Boys are fired up. The word of the day today is enthusiasm, so hopefully we see a little bit of that out here this morning.
Hasn't that been the word of the day every day?
What's that?
Hasn't enthusiasm been the word of the day every day?
Well, you'd like to have it every day, but it's not the word of the day every day. There's always a different word. You guys got any questions?
At what point in camp do you start going into the game preparation? Are you there yet, or you know?
Yeah, we're there yet. I mean, we've prepared as coaches. We're ready, and we're actually. Good question, Sam. Well, actually, do you read the practice schedule? You got inside info?
Got my hands on it.
Well, we actually got a couple periods today that we'll work on the opener and start to just introduce, our rocks to our offense and defense and even special teams. So, rocks is our scout team. So we'll get into some scout periods today.
Are you a guy who you'll start to, I think you mentioned this at Media Day, do some Georgia Tech stuff during camp just because they're so unique?
Yeah, I did want to start it early just because you're trying to get in your base, but next week we'll probably do a couple days of that just to work on that as well.
What can you do for the opener since they haven't played any games yet? Look at last year's video?
You're looking at, last year's video when they were at Nebraska and what, Bo and the guys like to do there, and then also looking at, what Shane Montgomery, who has been at Youngstown, he retained him, so he's been at Youngstown. I've played against Shane. I've coached with Shane at Miami of Ohio, and kind of have an idea of what he likes to do, and he's evolves every year and does a great job. He's a heck of an offensive coordinator.
Has Reggie Mitchell, done what you've wanted from a leadership capability in the back of that defense?
No question about it. Reggie's done a great job for us, mentally and physically.
What have you seen from KK Smith in these practices? It seemed like
who's that, KK?
Yeah, it seemed like Tyreek Jarrett was pushing. Does he kind of push back?
You know what? We really got some good guys inside, but they're inside. You could say KK and Darryl Render and Tyreek are all starters. I know we're not going to play with 3 D tackles at one time, but those guys are all starters at this point.
What would be kind of ideal at both, end and tackle? What would kind of be your ideal rotation? Numbers-wise, would you like to have 4 guys, 5 guys at each spot?
You'd like to have at least 4 guys at each spot. You're lucky if you have 5. I think we could have 5 inside. Probably 4 outside. From what I see so far. But the more the merrier. Especially versus some fast tempo offenses that you may see, you'd like to keep guys fresh.
With the banged up nature of the offensive line, how are those backups working out for you?
They're doing good. They're getting reps, which is what happens in camp. It's the next man up method, and it's just great. You get to see who else. They're just that's those guys are waiting for those opportunities. I don't think they're begging for them and praying for them, but those are the opportunities where they get to show what they've got, and some 2s are run with the 1s and some 3s are run with the 2s, and that's always a great opportunity because you're helping your depth.
You have to see with the 1s, even with the backups at the 1s?
Oh, you have to. It's what you're going to have to deal with during the season.
Are they doing okay?
They're
step
doing.
in and play?
Oh, yeah. They're, you do what they do. You're finding out, that's for sure.
Yeah. Good. Even going back to when Jerry got hurt, the right side kind of got thrown into flux a little bit. What about the left side? Adam and Dorian, are those guys playing the way you hoped they would? Is it turning shorter?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I think they're getting better every day and learning more, and they better be. We talk about getting 3% better every day, and I think those guys are doing that. They're very solid over there.
We saw Darryl in a sling. How long do you expect to miss him for?
You guys know, we're not going to talk a whole lot about injuries, but it's a day-to-day thing. Darryl will be fine.